to the left. The start should be important with so many inexperienced players. King, now Seven was clever there, stayed down. Milburn, half a kick. Woods, he stood his ground. He decided to take a couple of tackles. Kilpatrick dropped it. It came out the back. Chickley was so important last week. Bowyer, who was their go-to player early, confident. He's still confident, and then whips it out and changes direction. Woods slipped. He had the ball for a fair while. Snell fancies he'll get a free kick, and he does.
Just a touch of nerve. That's all it takes. Snell goes up to half forward. Can he make them pay? Beautiful tackling. Could that be gone too? That was Clint Bizzle. A superb tackle. And the Cats appearing very, very focused. Now he's got Hocking. Butter goes inside 50, in towards David Mensch. But strong work by Code, and he takes the mark. The Hawks defend, they come wide to Salmon from the back pocket. He's got players streaming downfield. Could go short towards Rock, and he finds him almost down to centre wing. Taken over the line, so there'll be a throw-in. Rock well claimed by David Clark.
Winning every stoppage at the moment. The Cats, every time the ball goes into neutral zone at pack, they win it.
Young towards Rock. Two experienced finals campaigners, not with the Hawthorn Footy Club though. Plays on quickly towards Graham. Gives it away now. They've got a chance to go up towards the 50. The kick was good from Luke McCabe. Crawford goes short once again. They're inside 50. And now they've got a chance with Dixon to have a shot. 45-degree angle and just inside 50.
Scholl, that's a dreadful looking kick. Whose arms were the lob, and it was touched off the boot. Crode had to get a quick handball away. Woods, that was a better touch than the first one. Harford in trouble. The Cats quick to tackle here. Young's third touch. Woods kept his nut over it. That was good footy. And then kicks very, very cleverly to Barker at centre wing. Barker has been such an important player in the second half of the season. Left for Adachi. Holland's handball back to Harford. Normally a good kick. Finds his mark. Gets it wide. Graham should kick a goal. 40 metres out. Delivers.
Well, playing deep in defence is Mark Graham, and you saw him run through the screen at the back there when Johnny Barker took the ball, and he was there for an absolute eternity, and only the vision of Daniel Harford saw him going out to that flank there.
Great running by the Hawthorn halfback, and it's a major asset for the Hawks.
Mark Graham replies for his coach. Rookie coaches tonight, and let's spare a moment for them. It's going to be a huge night. Bowyer working hard out of the middle. They've made a positive start, but McGrath chops it off.
So no damage on the scoreboard, but agree with Sandy. The Cats have had the best of it early. Not a bad kick by Kilpatrick to squeeze with nothing there. That's a clever mark by Hay. A real one-on-one situation. He's a hard man to beat. And the Hawks will be relying on him to beat Bizzle in the one-on-ones tonight.
What about the matchups in the Hawks forward line, Dermot? We're yet to find out, because of so little action, whether or not they'll work. But Scarlett on Thompson.
Yeah, that's a big job for the kid. Scarlett, first final.
Graham and Holland.
That seems pretty standard.
And Barker and McGrath. Barker just may have a little bit too much of a loop for him.
Yeah, just a little bit too much of a get around as well. But Shane Crawford came over the top from an errant clearing kick there. Just had the run up on young Tom Harley there.
Sort of goal you want a captain to kick, don't you? When you're just early days, we could just want the captain to go back and kick this.
Yeah, 2.5 down. He was kicking them before the game from the warm-up set shots.
20 to his name for the season. From 48 metres, a flat-looking helicopter punt won't make the distance, but Johnny Barker's waiting in front, and he does.
Oh. That is a cardinal sin. I reckon the Cats are better than 2 goals 3 lead that they had 10 seconds ago. I think they've been a lot better team than that, but when your backmen make a mistake like that, it's not a good sign.
Fortunate also for Shane Crawford, because it was the old Woomer banger. It was a mongrel, but it got the result, as they often do, Sandals.
It was spinning like the Bell Huey, wasn't it?
Modern day footy, Sandy. We've got a Throw in on centre wing, and on the other centre wing we've got the two ruckmen.
There's so many you could talk to that about. Belted off the ground, down towards Chick on half forward. Now he's pretty quick. Here he comes from 51 metres. A worm-burning pass to Anthony Rock. It's a gem.
Well, once again, Sandy, in the warm-up before the game, I watched Geelong and I watched Hawthorn. And Anthony Rock wasn't making many from about 2 or 3 metres further out than this. So this is a nervous wait for the Hawks.
This will complete a very good couple of minutes, though, for them, won't it? If he can kick their third, it's a mongrel punt, but that doesn't matter. It's effective. By heck, that was ugly, Dermot. But it doesn't matter, does it?
Oh, no, that had a lot of Steve Kernahan on it, that one.
I tell you what, we've just taken a phone call from Queensland. Malcolm Blight has rung down and said, this could well be a bodgy football. Because the Hawks in particular, they are the masters of the Woomerbanger at the moment. They cannot square it up.
footy.
It is.
Keep him on the line. If he's got anything else to tell us, Blighty, let us know. Funny old footy. 3-4 to 3-1. Half of it was good. Kick off the side a bit. Well, maybe wasn't off the side. Was he that good?
He actually can kick them off the side. I've watched him practice that at training, just on the death. He will just push it with the outside of his foot. I don't know if you can credit him with that one. It might require the different angle here. Have a look at this clearance here.
Salmon good, wasn't he?
Okay, this will tell you. Yeah, he meant that.
That's good. That is really good.
You see the way the leg pushed out to the right then?
And this is a dangerous matchup for the Cats. Barker just looks as if he's got too much athleticism for Bluey McGrath.
Let's see if he brings it left to right like he normally does. It's coming back. He's done it again. We saw him last week in the opening quarter. You put us onto a Dermot, the old left to right, swing it back. It's like he reads a putting green, isn't it? He just did it perfectly.
He will just about line up. As you look from the centre down to the forward line, he will line up to that right-hand flank every time. That's the side of the ground he'll play, because as a right footer, he can open it out. You watch it swing back in on the death here. Coming back now. You're right, Joe. That's a dangerous matchup.
Barker's goal, but half his effort in the middle was memorable.
And he moved into the middle, Sandy, about 4 minutes ago, and since then the Hawks have been on fire.
And they lead. They've taken the lead for the first time in this game, and Woods is just outside 50. He's going to have to be quick. Needed someone down forward. McGrath has taken the punt, and he did well. He chanced his arm. He kicks towards the middle. Kilpatrick almost gave a bit of a shove at the back. That was okay. Harford again. Rawlings hand pass dropped short. Mensch very cleverly towards Snell. Back to Steinfort. Time ticking away for Carl Steinfort. Wobbled one in towards half forward. Barry Young couldn't quite take the mark. Socket off the ground again by Mensch. Tallis and co need support. Bowyer comes in late. Mensch tries to come out the back door. Gives a little ground. Here's a chance for King. Stephen King gives it away towards Clark. They're going backwards at the moment. Milburn gets inside 50. Then pokes out the hand pass towards Snell. He's 45 metres out. Flat looking punt over Crode. Bounces over the back towards Bowyer. Hawthorn will get out of trouble. Bowyer will bounce his way out of the back pocket with just a minute and a half remaining. 4 points in it, Bruce. Good tight start. Geelong dominating early. Hawthorn hitting back. Riccardi out of the middle. Up towards the half-forward line. Big pack of players. Waiting down is Rawlings. Gives a little ground, then finds Crode. Flicks it wide to the outer side of where Woods has made some space. Controls it pretty well and recovers. Has a bounce and leads up towards right half forward. Hawthorn looking for a better start to this quarter. Thompson's been very quiet. Couldn't get into it. Sanderson could have been shoved in the back. Is called to play on. The ball bounces towards half forward. Graham sneaks away from Holland and takes the mark.
And Spriggs finds himself back on the bench. Play on call here.
He's in trouble. Well, he's going to get away with a free kick.
I think also Leckis has come on for Barry Young for the Hawks as well. And Dixon's off. And Barlow's replaced him.
Yep, Chris Barlow down there, we just saw in the action. Graham to the outer side. Big clearing kick up towards centre wing. Mensch a long way. Crode over the top, trying to find his captain. Mensch on his hammer. He's able to get the hand pass clear. They can set something up here. Here's Woods outside 50. Not going for distance, he's going for Thompson. but Thompson was gang tackled, spills to ground, comes back to Woods again, bends it high in towards half forward. Rocks giving away plenty of inches. Holland is caught and he's going nowhere.
Good wrap up by Buddha.
In the last few minutes of the first quarter and early stage here, Barlow's handball, Hocking was very good, fended off, read it best, and Scholes kicked that dreadfully to Burns. McCabe with him. Burns to get a second crack. McCabe quick. That's one of the reasons he's on him. Graham trying to get a toe poke in, couldn't. It was good effort by Mitch. And now Crow to expose with pace, a bounce, tucks it under the shoulder, and then kicked cleverly to Thompson. That was explosive stuff.
You just saw the distance. If we get another replay look at that, the distance between Trent Crode and his opponent Mensch on the pickup. And then watch the distance between the two. Sorry, it's Milburn, who's a midfielder. And the side-on angle later on will show he's put distance between them.
Well, this to give the Hawks a little gap. Remember that Geelong got the early break in the match. They led 3.5 to 1. Thompson from about 45. It's coming back. There are good signs here.
Well, it was a pretty emphatic shot at goal, that one, and Nathan Thompson would be very pleased getting that one away. But this is a good sign also. This kid is by far a better centre-half back, in my view, than a forward.
Yep.
And when he bursts off like that, I reckon any Hawthorn fan, and particularly the coaching panel, would be disappointed if a goal doesn't result. It did that time, and they grabbed the lead, a significant one.
The lead extended to 10 points in their only encounter this season, the home and away. Hawthorn was successful by 25 points. That was back in round 9. Chick caught by Buddha Hocking. Steinfurt taken to ground. That looked like World Championship wrestling. And there will be another bounce still in the middle.
One interesting thing there, Harford was right up to Paul Salmon, chest to chest, asking the instructions, and Steinfurt was just following him around, just eavesdropping, and they didn't want it to happen. They're still at it.
Still at it, all right.
King's down in the square. He'll lead from there.
Goes to the pocket. Oh, a couple of cats hard at each other, including King and Snurl. Back to the Salmon. Crowd. Hard man to stop. He's like a runaway train when he gets going. Good kick. Rawlings, I think, has been impressive early.
I'll tell you what, there was a bit of bravery in that kick too.
Swings it. There's some confidence, but they might be a bit too cheeky here. Woods, no one seems to be able to get him. To Rawlings, they're on here to Graham. Graham can slip Tallis. Tallis can run hard. Thompson's the target. Got him. No, couldn't quite take it. It was a contest at the back from Scarlett. Ball comes out to Dutchy. Can he straighten? There's a free kick coming back to the cap.
Starts it way too far left. He's kicked 14 for the season, and it won't add to that addition. It was always going to be left, wasn't it? No.
Clint Bizzle, you know, you get some forwards that just don't get much of it because they're out of form. Clint Bizzle still looks dangerous. It's just that this bloke, Jonathan Hay, is just playing too good a footy at the moment.
Heinz Barker.
Great kick.
Beautiful kick by Hay. Towards the running Barlow. If it sits, he could be in business. Barlow on centre wing, has players screaming in the middle, but he looks further downfield onto the lead of Thompson. Couldn't quite take it on the half volley. Almost stolen, but beautifully done. And a snap. Don't tell me that's a goal. That is a magnificent goal from Bowyar. They don't come much better than that in pressure cooker finals football, Dermot.
That's incredible. That is an exceptionally low percentage goal, but it is one where the team just draws something from. And as I said, you've got about, I reckon, Gerard, there's about another 4 or 5 minutes left of that 7 or 8 minute period, and both teams are having a real crack here at the moment. The tempo has lifted from what it was in the first quarter.
Look, it was a great give also, wasn't it, by Thompson. It was a fantastic little give off to Bowyer, and he took full advantage.
What a goal. They've kicked the last 5 for Hawks.
And Burns is by himself on the wing here.
And Bowyer by himself on the other wing. Good shot in screen.
King just beat Salmon for it. The Cats have got to find something here. King to Burns. So Burns comes into play, arches his back, goes for it, controls it, kicks to fall forward. Front spot, Barry comes to ground. Oh, Leckus. Good tackle on Bizzle. Graham's toe poke effective. Got it outside 50. Bowyer running hard. Do you reckon his adrenaline would be pumping right now? He would be on an all-time high out there.
12th possession.
To Woods. To Chick. The Hawks are right on top here. Can they put a real space in the Cats?
They're running, aren't they?
Tallis, plenty of time. No one around him. Short, good kick. Crawford's been pretty good, I reckon. He's had 9 goes before this. Just pops it up. Not a good kick. Scarlett probably in the end probably should have taken it. Scholl rides it pretty well and then comes away from centre half back.
Mensch back on the ground in the forward line, and so is Ben Graham at centre half.
McGrath and Barker, but it's Chick who's away. Daniel Chick can go all the way from 49 metres. He lets fly and he kicks a great goal to start the third quarter for the Hawks.
Well, the Cats would be looking at Daniel Chick at the moment, and I think even though he hasn't had a great deal of the ball, 11 possessions to this point in time, he has been, along with Nick Holland, the igniter of Hawthorn's final chances over the last 5 weeks or so, and he hasn't had a big impact, but they've used him sparingly, the Hawks, so I would think that Peter Schwab would be hoping he can run out the full second half in blistering fashion, and that is not a good sign for the Cats, that he was able to pace away from the pack.
Yeah, Mark Thompson would have been disappointed with that at a neutral ball situation. Got to have the back covered. He just slipped out the side door and kicked a goal.
So Hawthorn hope their nose is in front. 4 points the margin. Salmon beaten. Woods out of the centre, however, for the Hawks. Down towards the half-forward line. Bowyer tried to get it off quickly. Stolen and taken by King. Here's an opportunity now for Kilpatrick to give it to Ronnie. Burns spears the pass in towards Mensch. Picked it up nicely on the half volley, but then got into trouble. Couldn't take it away. Snell applies a good tackle. Rawlings off the ground towards the boundary line. He goes. Kilpatrick in late. Ball's going to be kept in play. And it is a chance for them towards Riccardi and Graham. Salmon is there as well. The big men take it. Out the back comes Hay. Tried to get the hand pass towards Graham. Sock it away and taken through for one behind.
Woods to Snell. Snell just pops it up for Mensch and Rawlings. Front spot Mensch. Rawlings got it away from him. Ben Graham forced to go. Good tackle by Crode. Gets to Lekis. Back to Rawlings. Rawlings chip kick. Crawford works hard. Didn't find the footy much late. In fact, was he on the ground late in the second quarter? Hardly saw him after about the 10-minute mark of the second term. Good long kick for the direction and finds Lekis. That was a penetrating kick by Crawford.
I wonder whether Nick Holland wouldn't benefit from a run on the ball.
3 points in it.
That was good play by Paul Salmon, just giving him the screen there.
Here's the man we're talking about. Holland chipping short. That's okay because Woods is well inside 50 and can have a shot.
There's a bit of bilingual exchange going on there, isn't there? I don't think some of those words are in the dictionary.
They're in mine.
A very big dictionary yours, Robert.
A chance to stretch the lead to 9 points. Woods for his first goal and his 6th for the season. Yeah. He's got it. And again, Hawthorn draw away. Tony Woods off a big year last year. Tied for second in the club championship and still going pretty strong.
Well, no Ben Graham in defence, and all of a sudden the Hawks have kicked a couple of goals. He must be betwixt and between. Mark Thompson in the Geelong coaching box, where to place him if they get another one.
19 possessions for Woods.
So the Hawks have got the start they wanted. 8 goals to 6. Woods so important here. What a remarkable player he has become at 31 years of age.
And Dermot, there's a lot of brown and gold in your veins. You're all worried at the moment. You're calm.
Oh, there's plenty of the game to go still, but the Cats have got the ascendancy at the moment.
Dash from Tallis. Maybe he can set something up for Holland. He's in the middle of the ground.
And that's the first time, Sandy, we've seen him run forward to the ball and take a mark. You've really got to just start getting
loose
the skates
players
on again.
Sorry, Jared. There was loose players downfield. One was Chick. He can go, but eventually gets caught. Is forced to push the hand pass wide towards Thompson. Oh, he comes round in a long arc. Loses it. Spriggs is ripped to the ground. We're playing for keeps, as you know. The season is just about over for one of these sides. The only thing to follow will be Mad Monday.
Benny Dixon laying the tackle there. He's only had 4 possessions tonight on screen, as Dipper called. Brenton Sanderson doing a good job on him.
Just you can feel the momentum building for the Cats.
No doubt. You reckon they're 5 minutes away from doing something here?
Yep, maybe 5 seconds.
Mensch. Big one to full forward. Can Graham get a run or Bizzle? Houlihan was probably a bit high on his man there in Leckers. Ball hasn't got clear. Cats fancy themselves here. Kilpatrick on the receiving end. Spriggs gives it all he's got. Salmon should take it. Doesn't. Now they get away. And they do mop up with Boya.
Comes back towards the half-back line. Thompson's kick towards right half forward. Johnny Barker can go short. It's got to be pinpoint accurate, and it is. Crawford is 35 out, directly in front.
A couple of changes. Salmon coming off, also Young. And I think Salmon's crook is and his shoulder or something in here.
Seems to be favouring a shoulder. So Paccioni's on, and Barlow is also on, as we see that in replay. And now Crawford lining up for his second. Directly in front. He closes the gap. He kicks the goal. He's got his second.
Thought he was a chance to play on there, Jared, and cut down the margin, but he obviously went back and just thought, final. If you get pulled down from behind, and it was almost like he didn't look behind up the field, so he went for the safety there.
And there is the report coming up of Tim McGrath. Well spotted, Dipper. Yeah, I think it certainly crossed his mind.
Yeah.
But 6 points on the board, he'd be relieved. And the fish, well, he may have a broken fin.
Now, was a report there. There's Salmon on the ground. Bluey McGrath was spoken to by Darren Goldspring.
He certainly didn't like it, Bluey McGrath.
4-1 out of the centre in this term, the Cats. Hocking's been very important. So back to 4 points again.
And it was an important goal for the Hawks because the Cats had the flow of play. They were attacking relentlessly. And, well, Salmon getting back did turn it over.
Harford to Woods. And then Woods up and under to half forward. Terrific contest. Barker has been so good. And now Chick. He's got some space to the pocket. The kick's gone over the back. Paccioni's come on. Can he get a toe poke? Well, he collects Scarlett and the ball goes over the line.
He likes to go wider, and that's all right because Scholl is there. Houlihan drifts down towards the pocket. Scholl ignores him for the moment. More direct. He goes in towards centre half forward. A couple of Hawks almost spoiling each other, but Thompson was in front.
Hay probably did have first touch, Sandy, but paid to Thompson. Paccioni at centre wing. Wants to play on. Leckers down low. Important handball. Harford good enough. Well done. To Leckers, forced to go in a hurry, just floats it. Can Chick take it against the odds? Ball comes to ground. Harley, Holland, Chick got hold of it, decides not to use Harford, squeezes it. Paccioni and Crawford. Paccioni hasn't found the footer yet. Does he use Crawford? Hasn't quite. Still hasn't. Left foot is terrible in the end. Sanderson under pressure. Dixon with half a chance, still attacking it. Geelong in the end with all the numbers. Milburn, good kick, and finds McGrath at half-back.
He was just dropping back, zoning into defence, and Geelong have just failed to pick a man short and have kicked it to a number of Hawthorn players the last 2 attacks.
Rawlings to Thompson, to Crode or Tallis.
Oh,
that's 50.
Wasn't much in it, but it had to be paid.
Yeah, no real malice intended by Mensch, but it was, had it not been paid, they'd never be paid. So Tallis gets into the forward half here.
Yeah, pretty careless.
He could have pulled himself up, couldn't he?
Well, he's got Barker on off it. No, he's run into a dead end.
Short to Thompson. He's getting a bit of it on the ball. Goes to the pocket, wants Barker and gets him. He beat Bluey one out.
That's a well-weighted kick there, Bruce. I mean, Barker was in the right position as the ball goes right in his hands there.
He has been their best go-to forward all night, Barker, hasn't he, the Hawks?
Over the last 2 weeks, I think he just about has. He kicked himself out of it last week, but it's a good matchup for him.
There's a blood rule down here, boys. Bizzle coming off for the Cats. He's got blood on his jumper.
Thanks, Dipper. Well, Barker, can he do the left to right here and put Hawthorn back in front?
Yeah, I tend to think his skills are a little bit better early in the match when he's a bit fresher. So it'll be a very testing kick for him. I think Bizzle coming off the deck for he'd only be off for about 60 seconds.
Jared, Dermot, would you move McGrath off Barker?
If you could afford the luxury, yeah, but there's some dead ends there.
So Barker from the pocket. You've got a good view, Dipper. You're right behind it with Hutto down there.
Yes, we reckon he's going to get it left to right here.
And so have you at home, as we do here. Let's see. Does he put them in front? It's a good kick.
Perfect.
Gee, he is a clever footballer. there is no substitute for skill, and that was a really good kick from the pocket.
There's no doubt drop punts, the slower they spin, the more they go left to right, and he certainly has that. Very important centre bounce coming up for the Geelong team here.
One of the most improved players in the competition, Johnny Barker. He's been a real find for the Hawks, and I think he's really starting to believe that he is capable of dominating at this level.
Scarlett now picking up Barker. And McGrath now on Barlow.
I wouldn't put the cat out for another 40 minutes. I think we're going to be in for a big finish here at Colonial in this first final. For the loser, the season ends. This is Pachoni, almost threw it out the back. King charges at it, and he continues to charge. Wojcinski's there, and he jammed it away to Thompson. Thompson can kick a goal from 35. He goes across the face into behind.
You've got to be playing the ball as it's written now. You wrote the rule, Jared. You're on the committee, aren't you?
No, Kevin Bartlett runs that committee.
Good. Oh! Wonderful mark by Crawford. Sensational mark.
Shit.
He hung forever.
That could be mark of the year.
That is absolutely brilliant.
That's a great shot from that angle.
And then thumps it to the goals. And it's a chance! Marked right on the line by Dixon. What a big, big play this is.
Well, the stats tell us Geelong, when trailing at three-quarter time, out of 9 previous times have only won 2, and the Hawks, when they've been leading at three-quarter time, 12 times they've won 11.
Darren Milburn would want him to miss this. Dixon from the pocket. We're right behind him. And he kicks the goal. Talk about a turning point in the match.
That could be it. That could be it.
And Milburn pays just about the ultimate price in the eyes of the coach.
Pachoni having a few words. McGrath and Wojcinski all there. Geelong needn't worry about that at the moment. There are more urgent matters on the agenda. Milburn pays the price, but the mark is worth another look, isn't it? Shane Crawford at his brilliant Brownlow best.
Have a look at the centre bounce. No one's on each other here.
The Hawks have suddenly lifted. What a seesawing struggle we've got. Down towards Barker and co. Pachoni's lurking and he's pumped. Barlow is there as well. It's right on the 50. McGrath locks it up with a number of teammates, and there will be a bounce in front of a crowd of 44,709 that has just gone up on the board. What can the Cats do down into the forward line?
McGrath off,
Thompson
Bizzle on the
chops it
ground. It looks like Bizzle might be playing back now on Barker.
Thanks, Tip. Thompson having a pretty good third quarter. The Hawks would love to get one more before three-quarter time, and vice versa. It's going to come back, I think, for Tallis. It has, as Sandy said a few minutes ago, what a seesawing game this is. If you joined it for minutes, you say, gee, they're on top, and then suddenly the other team. Holland presenting, front spot, got it. Clark at half-back. Centre wing, Mensch and Hay at the back. Just couldn't quite get it, Chapman. Back to Lekas, to Bowyer. Now he's got a few players here to choose from. Thompson quickly on. To Harford. To Barlow.
Mark Graham.
Barlow's going to find him too. It's a good kick, Graham. He kicked the first goal for the Hawks tonight. They've left the goal square vacant. He's just going to pop it to Dixon, and he can kick a goal.
Now look, Ben Dixon's been pretty quiet all night, and the thing about Brenton Sanderson is he does have a starting point. Point 0 for him is behind his man. See, there you go. He just puts a hand on the back, and if you've got 2 or 3 quick dig-in steps off the mark.
Crawford now comes at him. Scholl, good kick, inboard, effective to Snell. Clark, this is the best part of his game normally. His running game, gets close to the man, chips to fall forward. Could Stoneham take one? He can't quite. Thompson forced to give away in a hurry. Lekas gets back, okay. Crode loads it up, and the Hawks are on.
Look at the numbers on the outer side. A sea of brown and gold. They've won 3 of 4 here at Colonial. They like it.
Rawlings is looking real dangerous down here.
Holland likes it in the centre. The Hawks go forward. Inside 50. towards Crawford. He was interfered with.
Oh, he milked that. That is very fortunate to Shane Crawford. We get a look at this. He puts out the hand and stops Wojcinski getting close to him. Watch this. Hand comes out here, and Wojcinski, bit of panic here. He's just held the wrist fractionally. Oh, that's a shame.
15-metre penalty, I think, here.
There it is.
The kid did very little wrong there. Now, I'm a big rap for this kid, Wojcinski. He's got pace and he has a go. He did very little wrong there.
Going for his second goal.
Well, changes too by Geelong. Stone him off the ground. Looks like he's struggling. Riccardi back on. Spriggs is on the ground and Chapman off.
Well, that's their step up gear.
Well, he must have got the 50 for verbaling the umpire.
Yeah.
Crawford, point blank range, will kick the goal. Hawthorn opened the gap.
And Shane Crawford points to his head there and just says, think about it, son, think about it. He's trying to get into the boy's head. Just watch his left wrist being held, and that's what the free's for. Pretty lucky there. Soft, but the umpire reckons that's enough. Made sure he milked it as well.
So a couple of goals in the second half to Crawford.
Shabby return, although that's consistent. The umpire paid one against Hawthorn earlier, against Daniel Chick for a similar return, 50-metre wise.
Plenty of time remaining, but the Cats sort of have got to stay at least this close, you think, don't you? Another goal here could be quite damaging. Half a little give. Woods run down by Spriggs. Immediate impact, Gerard. You're looking for him to come on the ground. Toe poke forward by Hocking. Harford doesn't run out of ideas. To Bowyer, that's a good setup. Woods has been so important. Goes down the line, wants Crawford. He worked Wojcinski under. Wojcinski's athleticism for a 19-year-old came to the fore, able to get an arm on it and build it out. Crawford was trying to either mark or get it to the back. Riccardi's kick not good. Chick front spot, king of the back. Half his little give to Thompson, running the game out strongly. Left foot to the pocket. Dixon working hard. Terrific takedown low. Well done, Riccardi. Out of play, I thought. Still in play, apparently. Dixon on his wrong side kicks a wonderful goal. That is fantastic.
And very, very painful to the Geelong Footy Club.
The adjudication there is the ball, every complete piece of it must go to the outside of the white line. If any of the ball is still hovering over the white line, it's still in. Let's have a look at it here. Is it completely over? No.
No, good
That's
call.
a goal.
Good call for the umpire.
It's almost the biggest margin we've had in this game, and it's Hawthorn that leads. 85-69.
Ben Graham to full forward. Somebody's got to find some goals for the Cats. They've got to get it there first, though.
Melbourne gets it on its way with a long bomb towards Mensch. He can't hold the mark. Tap clear. Back towards Bizzle, who's lurking. It's locked up at half forward in the Geelong zone. Here's Clark looking towards the 50 once again. Houlihan could have copped a nudge. Kilpatrick plays on with a ball that almost touches the roof. And an equally as good mark is taken by Rawlings. Had to stand and wait for the galloping hordes. Still over 5 minutes remaining. King up against Thompson. Harford in there as well. Runs into trouble. Runs into deep trouble.
Tell you what, the umpire, as he ran in to blow his whistle then, he also got the slips out there.
Spriggs at the bottom. Young man started the night on the bench.
It's been a good step up for him, hasn't he? For the Cats, he's been able to add a little bit of pace around the middle. He's got Barry Young, and he's going to outpace him to the next loose ball.
King wins it. Chick takes it away off the side of the boot. Gets it back towards half forward. An even struggle, both holding on, so play on is the call. Joel Smith just pushing it further afield to accommodate Crawford. Spoon back to Smith, now Bowyer. Does well. Oh, Clark did very well too. Crawford, beautiful hands off to Smith. Can come back inboard in that laconic style that he possesses. Kicks into half forward. No clean mark taken. Steinfort tried to soccer off the ground. Barry Young goes wide. Rock may get a chance. King is there with him. Rock, short little chip. It's good. Johnny Barker will shoot for goal. And hopefully for Hawks fans, steady the ship.
It wasn't pretty, Sandy, but two very experienced players there, Barry Young and Anthony Rock, made something work in the end.
And Rocky's coming off now. He just realised it didn't have to be pretty.
And they're telling Rock to stay back on the ground, but what a cool head by young Bayer. He's been fantastic tonight.
And Johnny Barker wants this goal. He wants this win because his next game is going to be his 100th. And this could go a long way towards sealing it. From 43 metres. Barker has kicked the goal. Hawthorn has steadied.
What a kick, what a goal. And, well, Anthony Rock, he has resurrected his career. He's been a terrific player for the Hawks. And he's held his spot when, at the end of last year and perhaps the year before, it looked as if his career was just about gone. He's been such an inspirational player, an important player for them in the midfield this season.
Just went the 10 metres. In fact,
I reckon the slide rule had to get out to clarify that 10 metres.
I reckon it was in Rocky metres.
On a night where some players have missed goals, Barker has been deadly, hasn't he? 4 out of 4.
That's a good return.
So the Cats obviously need the next goal. There is time for them to win, no doubt, but they do need to get the next one. You would reckon if Hawthorn can get to the 15 goals you mentioned, Dermot, a half an hour ago, they'll win the match. If the Hawks get one more, you're going to be enough, wouldn't you?
They're one away from it, I would say. But look, the Cats have been fantastic tonight. There's been several periods during the match that we thought they'd been killed off, and they just keep coming back.
Chick almost went to go off the ground and then held it back. McCarty working hard. It'll be a ball up.
It's been interesting, Bruce. I can't remember one free kick being paid against a player for diving on the ball and holding it in tonight.
No. Cats have been in the 8 for 22 weeks this year. The only other team that's managed that is the Bombers. Hawks have been there for 5. It counts for not a thing right now, does it? They've been so... Right. Burns brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Left foot. Oh. Just misses. Well, you said he had to kick 2. I was sitting alongside you, Jared, a few years ago when you produced one of the all-time classics about next goal wins in Adelaide. Ronnie's second goal, had he got it there, would have really counted a lot. But he just missed. It's 12-11 to 14-7.
The Hawks here, have a look at this kick in here. There's nobody in the corridor, only one player, and that's Shane Crawford. So they're feeling the heat here. They're going to go wide and short.
8 points is the margin. Crode is in the back pocket.
Is that 10 metres?
Well, it's 7 from post to post, and he was just fractionally inside, just fractionally outside of the point post.
Couple of minutes left.
If you're kicking towards King here.
Holland is in there as well. Tallis was at the back. He applies the tackle. Bowyer. And trying desperately to get clear Kilpatrick.
Clark coming off, Sandy. And Hocking back on.
Good move, get the Buddha on. He's capable of driving it from this loose ball situation and producing either a handball to set up a goal or kick it himself.
Thompson looking for some experience in the last couple of minutes.
Nick Holland's pushed down to the back of this pack.
Geelong must score here. Burns is lurking. He is taken to ground. Chick was in the way. Oh, she's hard and tough now. Harford steadies it down with a mark as it was socked to him. Daniel Harford breaks to the outer side. He's got the runners there. And his captain is one of them. Here they go now, up towards half forward. Daniel Chick is clear, goes up towards the flank, and they will steady it down. Holland says there's no hurry now. With a minute and a half remaining. Dixon marks just outside 50.
Sanderson relinquishes the front spot again, and Dixon knows it. He's worked pretty hard there, Nick Holland, to go from the back pocket of that boundary throw in, Sandy, to be on the end of that kick forward.
Eight points the margin. Hawthorn leading. Barry Stoner. Has he got 50 seconds of his career left? In towards full forward. King must spoil, and does. But time, all of a sudden now, is the enemy of Hawthorn.
Geelong.
Geelong, of course. 83 plays 92. Hawthorn will play on in this finals campaign. Geelong's will end.
Centre wing the kick, Rawlings, Houlihan. Whatever they do, it's got to be swift from the Cats' point of view. Mensch round the body. Can Buddha do something extraordinary here? It was a good take by Hocking. Left-hand handball okay. Snell, still with Snell. Back to Hocking down low. The handball to Kilpatrick. Terrific smother off the boot. Coming from Barry Young. Buddha battling it out to the end. Snell punching forward. Spriggs caught up. Can't get it. Little left forward kick. And Bowyer, who Dipper said so rightly has been so good. And Peter Schwab, they know they're home. And they are. Nine years since they won a final of any sort. They're into the last 6. Are they coming again?